Hey guys, ladies and gents, guitar fellows, just wanted to do a follow-up video on the Epiphone Broadway. This is probably after 50 days or so that I had it, and there are some new updates that I would like to give about the guitar. First of all, I put a different set. I currently have half rounds on there, the Adagio half rounds. Most of the time I use half rounds for my jazz setup, 12 to 52. I used to use flat wounds, but half rounds is cool. And it sounds pretty good. The tension is right. I had to adjust the intonation a little bit. Sometimes the bridge does move. It's a movable rosewood bridge apparently, so I had to kind of mark it with a tape for now because it tends to move after a few days. It depends on the weather as well. Also, I wanted to talk with you today about the input jack. I played guitars from Korea, Japan, and China, and I love them all, to be quite honest. There's sometimes, I have to say though, about the guitars from Asia, and it happens some of the American guitars too, you know, you have to kind of, sometimes I had to replace the pickups, especially the neck pickups, the stock pickups. I remember I used to have a Heritage. It came with a Schaller pickup. Now the Schaller, it's considered to be a very high-end pickup, and I think Heritage used to use the HRW as well, which is kind of based on the Schaller concept. For most of their high-end guitar, you know, the guitars, you know, the Eagle, or you know, the American Eagle, or the Eagle Classics, all those guitars that are basically based on the L5 prototypes, you know, or the Johnny Smith. And I remember I think I had a Heritage 550. I also had the Heritage 575, and I didn't like those pickups. To me, it just didn't work for me, for the way I play. I'm not saying they're better. It's just very individual. So for me, you know, I put Gibson 57 on the Heritage 550. I remember I put Seymour Duncan 59 on the neck for the 575. It was great, you know. And I remember also I used to have a Epiphone Joe Pass, which I regretfully I sold. That one had, instead of the stock Epiphone pickup, I actually put a 59 there too, or I think it was a Set Lover. I'm not sure, but it sounded so much better. Now this is something I'm probably gonna do on this guitar as well. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna put, but I'm probably gonna put either a 57 here, a Gibson, or maybe a Benedetto. Who knows? I'm sure, you know, maybe there's so many options, and they're all great. I mean, this pickup is pretty good for the neck, you know. It's not as warm. It's not as. There's something a little missing, and I really love the acoustic sound of this too. It's really, it's such a guitar with so much potential, you know, in terms of the neck, the comfortability. It's so comfortable. So I definitely want to put some, you know, maybe quote unquote pimp the guitar a little bit, you know, pimp my guitar a little bit more. Maybe put like a different pickup on the neck. But it's okay for now. right. So another thing that I wanted to share with you today is it happened to me with many Asian guitars. Is at some point, for some reason, the input jack is falling off, or it's the nut. Let me just unplug it so I'll show you where it is. So you have this input jack here, right? Now, this one is it's a stock Epiphone. It's a stock Epiphone input jack, but it did fall after very quickly. After like 2 weeks, it just fell into the guitar, so I had to kind of dig it out, and I made my own. I have my own tool that I can actually plug it in and pull it. But then when you have to tighten up the nut over the internal tube here, the jack, a lot of people find it a little awkward, because when you turn the nut, you can turn the nut with this wrench here. You can put it here, right? Let me see if I can put it like that and then turn it, so you can actually put the wrench over here, and you're supposed to turn it clockwise while you need to hold the internal jack, the tube, because otherwise you might damage the soldering inside and the wiring, and nobody wants that. So musician friends, they actually send me this tool here. You have to kind of stick it in there inside the jack, and then you turn it, but you don't really, first of all, it doesn't hold it that well, the input tube. And also, this is a plastic made, and you cannot really see if the jack is turning, if it holds the jack while you're turning the nut. So what I had to do is, in order to not to leave it into a guessing game, I actually bought this 1/4 inch Screw Extractor. It's a USA made, so it's a good one. It's probably it's a number 4, so it's a 1/4 inch. So you just stick it in there like this. This will hold it. Nothing's gonna you can actually hold it like this and turn the wrench clockwise. It will hold it. If you really want to give it a little extra tightness, maybe you can hold it with this wrench here, and then it will hold it, and then you can take this guy here and you turn it clockwise, and this will prevent from the soldering to be damaged. Okay, remember, it's a 1/4 inch. Okay, I think you can actually use 732 bits on this one too. If you have a 732 Screw Extractor, it's gonna do the trick too. All right, so that's something that happened on the Epiphone with the input jack, and again, it's something that it happens, especially it happened to me before, but believe it or not, it happened on my Gibson 335 as well, my US made. So like I said, I'm not from those who discriminate between, hey, this guitar is from USA and that guitar is from, oh yeah, it's made in China, so I guess no, I'm not about that. This guitar, like I said, it's a great guitar for the money. Could be improved. I mean, I like the neck a lot, very comfortable. So it's something that might be worth investing on. Let me just get the jack again. I'm currently plugging it. It is plugged into a PV solid state amp. So I definitely want to check some different pickup, because it actually it's a lot of fun to practice acoustic on this guitar, acoustically, but with the amp, depends. You have to probably find the right amp for it. It sounds kind of mellow with my DV Mark, And I mean, this is not so-called a jazz amp. It's just something here that I'm using on my bedroom, in my bedroom, you know, just plugging it in. And yeah, so these are the insights that I have so far. Guitar stays in tune, pretty solid. No wiring issues other than what I told you regarding the jack. And yeah, I recommend this for the money, definitely. So see you next time. Peace.